Welcome back, guys. Good morning to another episode of Karis Investment, where investments are made simple. My name is Ken. Um, let's get to it. Big day on the trading market. A lot of opportunities as usual. I like to bring content to anyone that's looking for a great investment. It could be in the stock market, it could be in real estate, it could be anywhere there is opportunity. I like to make sure that I'm helping out. Now, today we will be discussing Netflix and is it a great investment? Does it worth the long-term profit that you could potentially make from buying now? Now, if you have been watching, you pretty much noticed that Netflix had completely erase a good amount of its profits, as well as subscribers. And in this business, they absolutely need subscribers. Yeah, I want to find out what you guys think. Now, again, if you have any comments, you can definitely leave it in the comment window. I'll go through at the end of each stream. Now, that's going to be one of the main focus today is to talk about Netflix and the surge of mulling autos. Hopefully, you guys were watching the last two videos that I posted. I touch on mulling auto a lot, and we saw that yesterday was a low of $1.34. We have since seen it jumps up, not jumps up, but it went on a mini surge in the aftermarket to as high as $1.74. That was in the aftermarket yesterday, and still this morning we saw it hold its price. It went up for a bit, but came back down. That is totally okay in terms of what it completely stands for. Now, we want to focus on Netflix first, and then we'll jump into Veru, and obviously we'll talk a little bit more about Sunshine Biopharma and Mullen Auto. There's a ton of opportunity in the market. We saw the rise of Lucid starts to pick up in price as well. You guys may want to keep an eye on that as well. But hopefully you guys are coming to the stream. Now, guys, this is 100% a stream just to share what we think about a particular stock. Not necessarily mean that you have to invest. Please always do your research to make sure that you're investing in the right companies. This is for entertainment and to share my experience, what I'm doing. If you'd like to make the same type of investment, then definitely that could be very, very rewarding as well. Now, is Netflix a great investment at this time? That's a question a lot of people are asking right now. Now, we saw the stock was down 35% yesterday, and then another 3.5% in the aftermarket. Then we saw the pre-market was down around the same time, but then the market opens and we saw it went back up. It races around 3-4% up to $227.68. But now we saw it starts to retract back below $222. So if you guys are looking for a good long-term investment with Netflix, personally, I think it could have been a great opportunity. Now, I got in yesterday and I set a stop loss this morning because I wanted to see how it react in the morning. So once it crosses over 227, I set a stop loss. If it starts to ride down $1, then it should sell. So it sell just around 25.80. So I'm waiting to see how much more or where it will start to trigger. I'm trying to go in the teens, so anywhere in the I would say 215. If I could get it below $215 per share, or even if it can break $200 per share, that would even be better, because the cheaper we can get it is the better it is in the long run. Now, if you guys are just joining, this is a live stream to talk about Netflix. As I said earlier, we want to discuss what we're doing in terms of Netflix. if it will break 220 per share, or if it will go even below $200 per share. Now I'm going to switch over to the chart so you guys could take a look to see what is actually going on, and then we can go from there to see what's going on the market. So absolutely, guys, now we're looking on Netflix right now. We saw what it's trading on. So this is basically what is going on. Breaks $220 per share. Again, it was up 227 for earlier in the morning. We have seen it starts to pull back. So let's see if we can get it at below $200 per share. Now again, you can do your own. You can try to go in at a price that you are comfortable with. If a price is good enough for you to not feel rush to sell or to do anything, then that's the best price for you. Now, again, if you could get it below 215, or even if it drops below $200 per share, that would be the ultimate goal. Now, again, I told you this morning we exit just below 226, so we already save like $6+ per share so far. So that's a good start for the day. Now keep an eye on Mullen Auto as well. It starts to pull back. So Mullen Auto starts to pull back. We saw earlier this morning it went on a rise, and then since that time we saw it breaks $1.65 $1.65 per share. But then since that time we have seen it is completely pulling back in the market. So I want to make sure we keep an eye on Mullen Auto to make sure we're not missing out on another resurge there. Let's see here. So let me know, guys, what do you think? Do you think it is a good investment? And if so, what price are you willing to go in? Again, my first take is 215 on like $215 US per share. And if it starts to go lower, I'll get more shares if it breaks $200, right? So like, let's see what we can accomplish today, and then we can go from there. Let's see what's going on there. Now, if you guys want to go in at any point in this range, you can definitely do so. I'm only sharing where I'm entering in. If you feel that if 217 or 218 is a great entry for you, then definitely you can make that decision that you're still saving almost on like 40% compared to what it was at the beginning of the week. And this is a great it's a great opportunity for anyone that's actually looking to actually go in long term. Now, if you had shares previously, again, if we take a look here, we saw on the last 2 weeks we're trading above on like $345 per share. If we go in the last month, we have been consistent. But if you're just joining in, the big the reason why the stock price have fallen off of Netflix right now is because the announcement in terms of what they are actually projecting for revenue, and the loss of subscribers and the impact of when they exit Russia. They lost a ton of subscribers as well. So there is a lot of different reason. Now, based on the price point right now, right, from where it was this morning, for from 217.45 to 220, it is still a good price to enter in if you're trying to invest into Netflix long term. Again, I said at this price, from 217 to 226, it's still a good price. So if you're debating whether or not it is a price that you want to enter, I still think if you go in long term, it is still a good price. Don't miss out on these opportunities, because it could be a once a year opportunity if you want to get into Netflix long term. Now, if we look back in the last year, we can see that the stock was definitely killing it. Last November, so just 6 months back. If we go 6 months back, we crosses over $682 US per share. But since that time, we have get a lot of different mix. I'll take a look here back on the 31st in terms of the earnings. And now we take a look again. We saw another slide again. So in total, Netflix have gone down quite some bit since that time. Hopefully anyone that holds shares back in November and December, hopefully some people took advantage of selling, because as I said in numerous times, guys, that it's great to sell and then to make a profit, because if you're considering that is since November, December to today's date, and Netflix have lost 65 to 68% of its share value. So if you're someone that invested 100,000 in Netflix, then you'd have lose at least 65,000 of that money so far. So that's what I'm saying. It's a good idea to take profit when you can. Don't always wait until the market takes it back. No, if you're someone looking for 10 years down the road, then that's fine. But as there are a ton of competition right now. We got Apple Plus, we got Hulu, we got Disney, we got Paramount. There is so many competition in that space right now. Still, Netflix is one of the choice for subscribers, but now there are more choices. And keep in mind, and the weather is getting great. Travel restrictions not as bad as 2 years ago or a year ago. So people are able to move from point A to point B now. So less and less people is actually staying home to watch Netflix or to watch any shows on their phone if they're going mobile, because people are starting to enjoy the people-to-people connection. So this is one of the reasons why we can see the stock price have completely changed from what it was in 2020. If you take a look back in 2020, it jumps to in the $400 range, and then it continues to spike until it gets to 680 and eventually 7. And let's take a look back here. If we look back here in 2019 September, Netflix was trading well below $270 per share. But since that time, we have seen that it went on a huge run all the way up here. That is crazy. That's a big on a run up, and then we saw the huge drop off to where it is right now. All right, so this is the reason why I say, it's great to take profit, wait for a pullback, and you buy low, and you sell high, wait again, and you buy low and sell high. If we keep investment simple, you will always turn a profit. It's when you're trying to make it complicated. There's no need to make it complicated. Just keep the simplicity of buying low and sell high, and will make a huge difference in your trades. Now, if you're joining the stream, we're discussing Netflix. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys still think it is a great opportunity long term, let me know if you guys are buying shares, if you guys sold your shares, or if you guys are staying away. Let's have some conversation going. Me personally, I think it is still a good investment because it has lost so much of its value. So even if I'm looking to make from this point on, there's a possibility that you can still make at least 50 to 75% in profits, right? If you invest at this price. Now again, I'm trying to get it if it drops below $200 per share, or at 215 I'll consider going in as well. So there's two price point I'm looking at right now. At 215 I'll make a trade, and then depends how the market is at that time. Let's see here. What time is it now? 9:50. So there's still a lot of selling going on, so I'm waiting until this selling completes, right? And when we can get all this selling finished, and once I starts to see more of a buying going on in an upswing, then I'll consider to go in, right? But right now we saw a huge sell-off that's going on right now. Over 10 million in volume. I'm gonna close out 11 million soon, which is okay, right? I like when people start selling, right? Because that gives me opportunity to buy more and to go long term. And this is what I mean buy low, sell high, is because when news comes out, there's either two news, either positive or negative. If it's a positive news comes out, and if you're owning a stock, then you're okay owning it, because then it will starts to increase in price, and okay, everyone is happy when they're making money. But if it's not, if it's a bad news, such as what we're seeing, is that they're saying that they're losing subscribers, their customer churn is down. That means repeating customers not really coming back. Revenue is down. Then people will panic 9 times out of 10 and starts to sell, right? And then when they starts to sell is when we go in, and then we starts to buy, right? Once it gets to the bottom, everyone starts selling, then we starts to buy. And this is what I said, my first target is gonna be at 215. Right, so at 215, right, so once it crosses 215, it's gonna notify me, and then based on where the market is trending at that point, then we can go in, and then we can make a trade, and then we can go from there. So again, if you guys want to go in at that point, it's up to you, but I'm planning to get it as low as possible. If it breaks 215, or if it breaks that big 200 mark, my goal is to see if it could drops below $200 per share, then that's trouble, right? That's when I want to make sure I get some shares, and then think 3 to 6 months down the road to see what we could turn from this one. So if you guys are in the same situation, by all means, then this is a great way of going in and to make sure that we can actually make some profit. All right, but let me know what you guys think. Remember, please do your research before you invest, or speak to a professional if you guys are concerned of what price to go in. I'm only sharing what I'm doing. If it makes sense to you guys, then definitely you can follow the same path, but no one is telling you that you must make this trade or to invest in this stock. This is just my opinion, but it's a great thing to consider right now, because everyone is panicked, everyone is selling. Now, as I explained earlier as well, in terms of Mullen Auto. Okay, so we're gonna switch on that for a bit. So if we take a look here, we see with Mullen Auto, as I said, we saw this morning earlier this morning, we saw it goes up to $1.65. in the aftermarket yesterday, we saw it was at 142, and then we saw it went up 21% up to $1.74. It opens the market at 164, and then it tops out. So now it's pulling back down into what we saw yesterday. Now again, we made a trade yesterday with Mullen Auto at 136, I believe, and we were able to sell at 172 in the aftermarket. Guys, I told you guys that if you can do some trading in the aftermarket, I strongly recommend that you consider, because I find in the aftermarket and pre-market there are strong trades that you can do to make good trades. We saw yesterday there was a 25-26% swing with Mullen Auto, and then obviously with Netflix we're able to go in two instances. Yesterday at right below 226, and then this morning in the pre-market it was trading in the 218s. Like now we're able to get in, and then we break our average. We sold out at 226, and then we're waiting for Netflix to come back down. So keep an eye on Mullen Auto to see what's going on, but let's focus a little bit more on Netflix for the day and see where it goes. Now I will be here just working along. If you guys join the stream, let me know if you guys have any question. Let's see here. Let's see if you guys have any question. I'm just gonna log on to the live stream to see if I could see what's happening here. But let's see. So we're gonna make a trade here. Okay. Alright guys, so gotta make a few trades here while we wait to see what's going on. Alright, looking good. Alright, so still holding above 217. Not quite getting to the the 215 that we're looking for. So we're trying to see, we're trying to wait until the selling is complete, guys. So we still have a huge sell-off here. We see from 227 early in the morning down to 222, then it continues all the way down to 218. So it's staying in the same range between 217.50 to 218.50. So we're trying to wait and see if it could breaks 219. Once it starts to break like 219 to 220, then we could possibly see that it's recovering. If it's still staying here, there's still a lot of selling that's going on, and we're trying to make sure that we're buying the upside. Let's see here. So if you guys are joining now, we're waiting to see if Netflix will break that 215 per share before we starts to make any entrance in. We can see we have a small amount of buying going on here, and then we just see if selling continues. I know this is in a 5-minute window. Take it out for the minute window. We can see how it's actually performing. So still not a lot of buying for me to go in. here. Let me know what you guys think. We're gonna stream it all day until we get it at the price. It's all patient, guys. It's all patient. So it starts to rise over 218. So right here, okay, so this movement I'm starting to like to see what I'm seeing to come. Alright, so let's give it a little bit more and we'll go from there. Good morning, Nick. How you doing? I see you. It's 216. All right, so we're getting close to. We're getting close to that. We're getting close to that 215 that we're looking for. As I said, guys, we want to get it as cheap as possible. As cheap as possible, guys. The principle is buy low, sell high. Let's see. 216.50. It's still holding around 217, so that's good news either way. It means that we're starting to see the bottom for the first hour of trading. It is 217. So if we just pull this up like this in 15 minutes, so we can see here from 220 to 217. Now, either way, it is still a good entry for anyone that's looking to get in to Netflix. As I said, these prices, what we're seeing right now, is actually a good price. Now, keep an eye on Sunshine Bio as well. I just got some shares earlier, so let's see how that plays out. As well as Veru, let's see, we're playing, and we're doing those three for the day: Netflix, Veru, and Sunshine Bio. Now, while we look at Netflix, make sure that we're also remembering Rivian. Let's see here. Now, as I said, guys, I will be going live as I trade throughout the day, and I will let you guys know what I'm seeing. So if you're not yet subscribed, now is a great time to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when we have new content. That's what it is right now. So just want to give you guys an update. As promised, if I see there are movements on the market, I'll make sure that I bring it to you guys. We're taking a look right now. We saw that Rivian is down for the morning. We see Rivian is down, down below $35 per share. So that's not a good opportunity as well if you're looking to get some Rivian shares at a cheap price. And the EV market is absolutely not doing so well in the last week with some particulars. Now we saw Plug Power is down as well. So there's Plug Fuel Cell in that area is down. Plug have some news in terms of new deals that they signed. So you may want to keep an eye on Plug to rebound once the market starts to move as well. Now NEO, I believe NEO is still a stock that you should not give up on still. It's trading below $18 per share as well. So again, guys, I think going live is an easy way to let you know. And now we're seeing it's get into our 215. Let's switch back to Netflix here. All right, so it's getting to where we said we want it in the 215. All right, let's see here. So 215 and 37 cents. All right, let's see now. All right, guys, so 214 and 79 cents. careful. But this is what I say, guys. We have to be patient when we say we want to get it at a certain price. That's the target. No need to chase it. So it's at 214 and 50 cents. I wanted 215. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it a little bit lower. And this is what I say, it's good to use the alerts. As you can see, my alerts here, once it crosses 215, it shows me right away, so I know it's time to go in and to decide. But let's see if we can break. Let's see here. So there's still a lot of selling off going on here in the last 45 minutes, if we consider. So let's see if we can even get it cheaper. Now for the day, so it's down a mere 5% for the day, 35 yesterday. So that's like 40% of Netflix just wiped away from if you're holding. No, guys, if you want to buy at a cheaper price than what we are saying right here, then definitely you can go in and make your trade. Again, this is a price that I wanted to buy it, so it's good. I wanted 215, but we end up getting 214.45. Now I am using a stop loss through this trade. So if you're going into Netflix today, use a stop loss so you're protecting your capital just in case it starts to pull back, right? So this is my goal today, to get it below $215 per share. That's done. So my next target is, if it starts to pull back, then my stop loss will actually execute, and then if it drops below $200 per share, then we'll go back in and make another trade if we want to. It is a good opportunity for me to hold some shares of Netflix. Hopefully this is not the end of those big prices that we saw earlier in the year, when it touches over $600, $650, $680, right? So hopefully we could get anywhere, between $350 to $400. If we can go back into that price range, I'm totally fine with that as well. So long term, I think now it's a good opportunity if you can get it as low as possible. Use a stop loss. I don't want to hear any complaints, right? Use a stop loss. Make sure you're protecting your capital. And hey, a short-term loss could mean a long-term gain. So let's leave it at that for today. It has been a great day in the market. Want to make sure that you guys are trading, making great trades, and ultimately want to make sure everyone is having a great time. Now, as usual, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys are having some good pickups for the day. But we just had a great one, so let's see if we can continue. If there's any other breakouts for any other stocks for the day, I will jump on live. If you get the notification, that you know it's something that's happening, and then that's a way for me to actually get to you guys as fast as I can, and in that way we all could make profit. So until next time, like, share, click that notification bell to make sure you get notified next time I go live or next time I post a new video. So peace out.